This day 1366 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Or should be close for Achinoko basis. So it's in the Torah Shivya. They were doing 7 Reish Mem Hey, Sif Base to Sif Ches. Of course, yes, they were just started. That was Talmud Torah. One number of us. The Torah says themselves up as Ben Chamish Nemikra. At Ben 5 years old, they go to learn Tanakh. Zelach Niso. Oh, that's to put him a little bit under the yoke. Until 5 years, just accustoming him. It says Ben Chamesh. Interesting enough, he says is that is when he's in his 4th year. I guess he means the regular starts in his 4th year. So that then he's able to talk fully. In other words, when he's in his 4th year, meaning when he's past his 3rd birthday. So then he can start to, his talk is completely developed and he can speak. 3 years until 3 years old, he's Orla. At 4 years, in his 3rd birthday, between 3 and 4, he is prepared and kind of like and the 5th year, meaning when he becomes 4 years old, that is the time when he can start learning. So, in other words, between 3 and 4 is preparation. 4 is considered, as always in Yadus, there's no 0. So, there the 5th year, Ben Chamesh means here 4 years old in one's 5th year. Okay, and then they should start accustoming him to letters and the nikud, the vowels, till he knows to read the letters. So, so again, between 3 and 4, he gets used to the letters and the vowels. And when he's 5, meaning when he's in his 5th year, after he becomes turns 4, he starts learning Tanakh, teach Torah little by little. Lamda base, so he teach him at home on Sheish until 6. Kshubari, or Ben Shebek Shucholish, or 7 when he is weak. So again, going with the keep way of counting with no 0, Ben Sheish means when he at 5 years old and he's in 6th year. And so Shema means 6 years old when he's in 7th year. They bring him to the teacher. He cross with Torah to learn Torah all day. Okay, without you should know the Smag. Which explains based on Smash Cusses and Shana Katam Shia the Daber, a child we knows how to speak, again, presumably between the age of 3 and 4. Avim Lam Duchle, Ache Ben Sheshu Shven Sheva, until he gets to 6 or 7 feet Burio, based on his health. Malicho, it's a man to go to take him to a teacher. Okay, and where the Gdolim wrote this in the Sichos Talmud Torah, that is the Balatanya, the Grashas. He explains that which it says in Kedusha, it says in Kedusha Daf Lamed that the Chiv, a person has to teach his son strict obligations only on Tanakh. That Balatanya says not the pshat that that's all that you have to pay for. It means all you have to pay, teach them on your own. It's also an obligation for the teacher also come Mishnah Gemara. Like small, but he doesn't do himself. He can bring it to a teacher. Tanakh is a chiv on the Abba father himself. Wow. Okay. Ravi Ryan Masham Musham brings evidence that it says there choice of him learning or his son learning. Even though Navodim Askil Miyoserimeno, if it says if his son is more understanding, intelligent than he is, Pinocchio, his son takes precedence. He's having that thing to say. The verse says, to send to have your child learn Torah. How is his Talmud Torah pushed aside on account of his son? That is again for the Baal Tanya, and Arukh HaShulchan rejects this. And here's the idea of Shalom. You can't say this. Rashi up here later. Rashi says explicitly. B'dira Masli in the Mishnah, in the Dira Masli doesn't teach a Mishnah. In Chovetz B'no Love El Memikra. The only obligation upon him towards the son is Tanakh. He learns on his own. There's They say explicitly, more than Mikra, there's no obligation on the father whatsoever. But it's upon the child himself. Like all mitzvahs in Torah. It's interesting. This relates to the beginning of Sukkah with the sons of Heleni and Malka, where according to the Ushami, according to the Ritva, the chiyuv of chinuch devolves on the child himself, not just on the parent. So here too, you see that there's this idea of a child being mechanech himself in Torah. That would say he choice of his learning or son learning. Then when his son is more suitable, he takes precedence. Rashi Sham Zelo Shono. This is what Rashi explains. In the Chasim, Shilam B'Yushlaim, he doesn't have enough property to support both of them learning. Yuma B'no, he should. In other words, without working. So his son should learn first. He's going to work for food to sustain it. So explicit the Chaygav Lavdafka Abu Bain. This is he's saying Chiddush in my opinion, but says it's not specifically in this case. It's also true about other cases with two people who are not father and son. Like Shimon Azariah and Mesech Saita and Yisachar and Zvulun. The reward and the mitzvahs to both of them equally. The Zayim or Zayim for Senu. This one will learn. This one will sustain him. Like Shavna asked after Hillel became a gadol, that retroactively all his Torah should be split with Hillel. But this is nothing to do with the obligation. It doesn't indicate an obligation to teach one's son's Torah. It indicates an advantage in splitting the schar. The son is more effective in learning. One thing I do the other. Arukh HaShulchan go to the Balatani also asked, how can the Gemara go against the Sifri? Sharma says, teaching your children is the students, not your children. So he says, I don't understand what the Balatani's issue is. Either on the contrary, the Sifri are right from the Sifri is the evidence for our position. Because didactic, when we analyze. How does the Sifri know that sons are Talmidim? Maybe it's your little sons. They were like in the passage that says you should teach your sons. It's clear that according to Sifri, there is no obligation on the father to teach anything other than Mikra and not Shinun. What does Shinun mean? The Shinun lo shayach rak Mishnah Gemara. No, Shinun is something which is a term which is only relevant to Mishnah Gemara. Interestingly, that's why the Sifri says it's going to students. Klomar Mishu Gada B'Teira V'Adei Choba Love Las B'Yim Torah Hashem. Somebody who's great in Torah certainly has an obligation to explain the Torah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in front of anyone who wants to learn. It's nothing to do with the obligation of a son on a father on a son. So Shinantam B'Necha according to Sifri means that you should teach Mishnah Gemara to anybody who wants to learn. The bracket says here, Rashi, see how difficult is his Balatani's approach to Rashi, and the difficulties are clear to anybody who looks into the matter. Hey, so if Arukh HaShulchan says, I'm going to give you my perspective. The child is part of all mitzvahs. And a father also is not required to make sure the cotton does mitzvahs. The other kaimon, that which you hold, that chayav and the chaynech is the obligation to educate a child. Zel mi rabbanon. The chinuch is the rabbanon, which goes Rashi so regular the sukkah. Rashi writes sukkah that man makes. So there is an obligation to educate your child. Feel a cotton ochel available, simple la frishon. Even if you have a child who's eating treif, you're not required midoraisa to separate him from that. So I believe Torah, did the Torah require the father to teach? Move on. But the answer is obvious. The Bishlam mitzvahs you kind of share deal. It says he can start fulfilling when he grows up. If he doesn't know Torah at all, until he grows up, then when he grows up, he'll be like a wild man. He's going to go off the derech. There ain't Torah and mitzvahs. If you don't have Torah, you can't do mitzvahs. If you keep us the Torah, that obligates you to teach your children to accustom to Torah. To what extent the person has to teach his son Torah. Klomar. The it's clear that which is not required him is not because of an obligation on the child. That we should say that he's still in the entire Torah. Okay, not like I tried to say before, evidently. It says like there is no chiyuv. So it's to custom of Torah Hashem. So it's obvious don't require the entire Torah. So it says Mikra die. Okay, if you habituate him to the Chumash, that's enough. When he goes, Mishnah Gemara can run. It's no Mishnah Gemara only when it comes to Bar Mitzvah. Does not seem to go with what I said before, that the Shita, that it is incumbent on the child. So Zippy comes to say, so what's the Shinat Merecha business? Shinu is the language of learning halachas, getting sharp in them. It's not an obligation about it at all. So that's the Sifri says that the students, as he said, okay, so the Vav, that was all in ancient times. From times that could be Shemagam was a Kohen Gadol at the time of the second base of Mikdash. So Shibu Malamdi Mechol ear to ear when they started putting I think it was Kohen Gadol. When they started putting teachers, appointing teachers in each and every city. Because those who had no fathers were going without Torah, because Amir Hashem, like it says there. They started bringing to the cheder, to the school, children of 6 or 7, whether they had a father or didn't have father. Because by the Melamdi, they're also learning Mishnah Gemara. As it says, the Avos bet Esther the Mishnah, ben Tesva of the Gemara. 10 years old Mishnah to 15 years old the Gemara. Remember, that means 9 and 14. This obligation is not on the father. And so I had to cut in Stein with Vali. So I have to go things change. We couldn't be able to do Mikra. 4 and the father only taught him to 13, but only Mikra. But now the father only teaches him Rashi Program with Torah Tziva. Highlights. Shema Yisrael. Rashi Shemura goes doing Ben Nemura. Osios and the pictures of the letters saying their vowels ad 6 or 7 until 6 or 7, what we call 5 and 6. But then brings it to a school. And the teacher starts teaching him. Zion. Fees much custom and smart. The Lamda and Sheish Sheba. Teaches them until 6 and 7. Then brings it to a teacher. Ain't some Ikra Din Torah. It's not the Ikra Din Torah. The Din Torah is his father teaches till 13. I mean, that kind of Elos after that kind of Nikva Din Kain. Kach. This became the Din. And that's fine because the teacher is the Shliach. It's the agent of the father, and it's like the father. That's why you compel father to pay for tuition. Nesha Mitzvah Shaloi. Because it's a mitzvah, Lady Day Rami, and it's coming to companion. The primary reason why they made that is because of the orphans. So it's better for everybody to have school. The Sharadin can't call about him. Came true for all children. No. A person is obligated to hire a Malamin for a son. So we would have thought it meant, okay, if he can't teach himself. But no, it seems like he actually is. Arukh HaShulchan, the Mashad is that even though he could teach himself, it's still better this way. On account of this by days in this Rabbe Torah, this enhanced Torah. Remember, Babas to show like it says in Babas. Got to come with smart. This also what the smart means. The Shas B'Kiddushin, the Farish Achil Fidin Torah. The Shas Kiddushin, which says Ben Chamesh. Well, that's not actually the Shas Kiddushin, which says that. The father teaches him. It's going to the Torah. The Einarak Mikra. The father teaches him Mikra. Pirish Rashi Torah. Rashi explains that that's Torah. Because I guess not. No. The bracket says because of Bachli Rambam B'Tur Mashal Gam Devim M'Ksub Mayin Sham. Yeah, they sound saying it's not Ta. It's Tanakh. Udaiti Einam M'Klokim M'Klau. And it doesn't. Not an argument at all. This is the Kiddush, what she says. The Rashi, Mefarish V'Chiyav Torah. Chiyav Torah is only Torah Shebiksav. Only Chumash. The Rambam, the Rambam and the Torah are going according to halacha after Takana, when the father already has to be responsible for his son learning not just Chumash but also Naviim and Ksubim. Ches, l'chein mitzvah saseh kol ish lamed his Torah. So it's obligation of every person to teach his child Torah. Ve'ein lo av, he doesn't have a father, or shaviv lo lamdo, his father didn't teach him. Chayav l'mo b'atzok she'igdal, he's got to learn on his own, but he grows up. Again, not like I say. Charei yisrael yesh talmudei Torah. In all Jewish cities, there are talmudei Torah. Shlosim sham yisayim, where they put poor orphans, bnei and children of poor people, lam the Torah, teach them Torah. And the payment for the teachers, comes the community chest. Teach your child. So it's to teach your grandchild. As it says, teach your children, notify the children, and they and their sons. Who are the bas of ben bito? Says, don't think that's applied to his grandson through his daughter. The Maishno, no difference. Of course, doesn't apply to daughters, but sons of daughters. But it's not just parents. Every chacham we saw us teach Talmidim. Like we learned the Sifrei, El Talmidim, Shnikru Barim. These are students who called children. You can see B'nai Nevi'im, the children of the Nevi'im, Shu Talmidim Nevi'im, which were the students of the Nevi'im. Benu Lasha Binyan. Ben is language of building. Rab Baina Binyan, Talmida Ba'olam Azelaba, and the Rebbe builds for his son, for his Talmidim, a structure in this world and the world to come. Zelsham, because that's the Chazal say, Atikri Bonaich Ela Bonoich. Don't read it Bonaich your children, but Bonaich your things you built. By the Bonaich Bersho Bonaich, meaning that your sons here means the people you built up. Even though it's a mitzvah for everybody, Koko Beno Kodo Ben Beno, nevertheless there's hierarchy. His son comes before his grandson to his son. Ben Beno and his grandson to his son, Ben Bito to his grandson from his daughter. Ben Bito and his grandson to his daughter, the Shakol Adam takes precedence. So other people, Vakarv Korkoyim, Prince was the closer relative, the more the obligation there is.